Hello everyone and welcome back. I had a few requests, I guess with everything that's going on in the world, over on Instagram and my DMs. If you want to go follow me, you can go over there under Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It. Sort of like an impromptu video. There might be a couple. Quite a few people had some serious questions, and I felt as if it was important enough to sit down and make the video because some people are having a hard time. Some people were not prepared like I was, or maybe you were, as far as items, that you can't get at the grocery store. One of the questions that was asked of me was if I could do a video on essential items. How did they say it? If they wanted to do a pantry closet for baking, what would be the essential items they would need? So I'm going to do that video now. I think that's a great question. And if I can help in any way, shape, or form with anyone that has particular questions like this, I'll put out every video. Keep in mind that this is just my opinion. If you hear that maybe I left something off the list, please feel free to leave a comment down below, maybe add in something that I may not have thought of. So we're going to get rocking and rolling with this video. I'm basically going to tell you the essential items that I think you would need if you wanted to start a pantry that was consisting of only things for baking. I tried to do a little bit of a cheat sheet and write some things down. And even though that particular pantry closet is in my half bathroom, I will give you, I guess, a tour of that particular pantry if we actually get to it. So let's move on with the video. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to my regular subscribers. It's still crazy here. I'm busy packing and still no news, but still healthy and good. And I hope everyone out there is staying healthy. And that is why I thought that this was a good start with the back to basics. The other one that I got was how to start a complete pantry with all the essentials. I figured that one will take probably a little bit longer. So we're going to help some people out, and we are going to do, I say we because we're all in this together, we are going to do a video on what essentials would you need to start a new pantry that's consisting of just baking, if people wanted to just bake. So that's where we're going with this. So I wrote some things down, and like I said, if I left anything out, feel free to go down below in the comments, add something in there if you can think of it. But remember, the question was essential items for a pantry for baking only. So this is what I came up with. I've baked a lot of years. I think this is great for anyone that's maybe going to be moving. Maybe they're moving out on their own. Maybe with the times that are going on and they want to try to bake. How do you get started? What stuff do they need to buy? So I'm going to push you guys back just a tiny bit. Okay. So the essential items for a pantry for baking, what I came up with was baking powder, baking soda, cornstarch, flour, of course, also bread flour, wheat flour, rye flour. There's also, I can't think of it right now. I will show it in my pantry, but I have one more thing to add to that list. So we just covered the flour, the bread flour, the wheat, the rye flour. You're going to need sugar. You're also going to need some brown sugar, some Crisco, because that's great with pies and things of that nature. Cream of tartar, for stiff egg whites. Confectionery sugar is a good staple to have in your repertoire of baking items, along with molasses. You definitely are going to need yeast if you plan on baking breads, things of that nature. Vanilla, almond paste, allspice, pumpkin spice. I'll probably have a few other things to add onto the list once I take you into my messy pantry. Melting chocolate is a great thing to have. Any type of chocolate chips, whether they're chocolate, vanilla, Reese's peanut butter chips, any type of chips. You can make so many different types of cookies that way. It's amazing. Peanut butter, oatmeal, potato flakes. Why potato flakes? Potato flakes can be used in different breads. Non-dairy milk powder. I've explained this one before, but I will explain it for anyone that's new. A lot of bread recipes may require milk, and unless you heat that milk up to a certain temperature, it has enzymes in it that will make your bread not stay as fresh longer. It'll actually mold a lot faster, and you may not have milk on hand. So the non-dairy milk powder, it's usually 2 tablespoons, will substitute you adding any milk into that. Evaporated milk, that's a great one. Sweetened condensed milk is needed when it comes to baking, or if you make iced coffees like I do, I buy that all the time. You're going to need cocoa powder, raisins, golden raisins, which are not the dark raisins, dried cranberries. You can get dried cherries, dried blueberries, Hershey's syrup even, Hershey's caramel syrup, honey. Let's see what else. Did I say vanilla? In case I didn't, I'll say it again. Vanilla, almond paste. Now I swear by this, but lemon juice. The bottle that says 100% pure lemon juice, because you can use that to make buttermilk, which I'm going to be making that soon. I have a couple different ways to make buttermilk, and I'll put a video out on that. And some lime juice, but it should say 100% pure on there. I also put down, not sure if I said it, but bread flour. You could obviously use just regular unbleached regular flour, but you should have that in your baking repertoire anyway. Walnuts, pecans, almonds, and you want to get the can of spray that either says butter or butter with flour. That does wonders for your muffin tins, your bread pans, things of that nature. So that's what I came up with as far as some items that you could pick up for a new pantry for baking, or after this fiasco is done and you want to get stocked, this would work as well. I'm trying to make sure I didn't leave anything else out. So I'm going to repeat. I think where I left off was the melting chocolate, peanut butter, oatmeal. I thought maybe I missed that. Definitely cocoa powder. You need cocoa powder. And yeah, so that's kind of the list I came up with, which are essential items for a pantry for strictly baking. So we can go over it again, which is honey, Hershey's caramel syrup, spray, oil for your pans. It's either, it says butter, it says butter with flour. That's fantastic. Walnuts, pecans, almonds, dried blueberries, dried cherries, dried cranberries. You could also get some dried apricots, anything in the dried fruit. That would be a wonderful aspect to have for your pantry. Golden raisins, regular raisins, cocoa powder, sweetened condensed milk, evaporated milk, non-dairy milk powder, potato flakes, oatmeal, lemon juice and lime juice, as long as it says it's 100% pure. Peanut butter, any type of chocolate chips, peanut butter chips, white chocolate chips, Reese's Pieces, M&Ms. Yeah, we left M&Ms off the list. Definitely some M&Ms in case you want to make some cookies. You can get the mini M&Ms. You can get the larger M&Ms. You can even get the peanut M&Ms if you want. Let's see. So the peanut butter. Okay, the chips, like I said, any type of baking chips. You can also get like bittersweet chocolate, like the baking bars. I don't know if you ever saw them. They'll say like semi-sweet or bittersweet. Okay, you can get that as well. And then, like I said, the peanut butter, melting chocolate. You can get that in vanilla, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, vanilla, almond paste, allspice, pumpkin spice, yeast, confectionery sugar, molasses, brown sugar, cream of tartar, regular white sugar, Crisco, flour, all-purpose unbleached white flour, bread flour, wheat flour. You can get rye flour. There's plenty of recipes out there that also do for a starter a sourdough starter. You can look that up. I have not done one because I'm moving and I'll probably forget to feed it. But yes, unbleached white flour, bread flour, wheat flour, rye flour, baking powder, baking soda, cornstarch, and yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. And the spray. You want to get the spray that has butter and flour in it, so you can do your loaf pans, your muffin tins. This was just all ingredients. Obviously, you would need other things to be able to bake with, but this was just items for a pantry. So don't forget, you could do like mini M&Ms. You can do peanut M&Ms. Let's see. I think I forgot. You're going to need some cinnamon in case you want to make snickerdoodles. So yeah, definitely cinnamon. And probably some allspice to go along with that. But I had that on the list along with some pumpkin spice. So there's the list. Let me take you into my messy pantry. I'm going to try to flip you around and walk you in there. Bear with me. I'm going to try to show. I also buy things from this. Even though I bake a lot, I also like to take a little help from the stores, whether that's box cakes, mix, yada, yada. And I also have my other shelves as some condiments and other things that'll be in another video. But I will try to show you to the best of my ability. That's my hand. I have to turn you around. I am going to show you what my pantry closet looks like for where I have my baking. Let me turn you this way. You all saw this before. I'm going to close this tripod up. Let me push this up. Hold it like this. I've shown this before, where I keep my brown sugar, my sugar, flour, confectionery sugar. I also showed all this in a previous video. You can go back and take a look. My dogs are in there freaking out. But we're going to go in, and I'm going to show you the pantry. Just where some of my baking stuff is at. So here we go. And some of it is mixed in with other stuff because I'm going to be moving. But I have pure baking soda. I have lard. I have pure almond extract. Two things of that. I have cupcake wrappers. I have instant non-fat dry milk. I have walnuts. Cocoa powder. This is buttermilk powder so that you can make your own buttermilk as well. You can get different types of jimmies. sprinkles, cupcake things, cream of tartar, pumpkin spice. Let's see what else I have in here. Ground allspice is a good one. Could use that. I also have extra thick rolled oats. I have a big thing of Nestle semi-sweet morsels, more nuts. I have cranberries. I seem to have a lot of these cupcake tins. Cranberries. This is what I meant by melting chocolates. This is light cocoa. This is like a milk chocolate. Melting chips. I also have vanilla. What else do I have? More vanilla. Let's see. 'Cause this is a mess. I haven't cleaned it out yet. I have the dark chocolate, melting chips. Let's see what else would be good for if you wanted to do a pantry strictly for baking. Here's some golden raisins, which would be great. This is my smaller one of baking powder, because I have a big one of baking powder back there. So you're definitely going to need baking powder, cornstarch. You can get a couple of these graham cracker crusts. Crisco is a good one. Trying not to make a total disaster over here. Let me move this out of the way. Crisco's back there. I have coconut, a couple different kinds of coconut. Let's see. And here is a good one. You're going to need some light corn syrup. Like I said, baking soda. This has been kind of cleaned out because I am moving. But I have regular flour there. I also have a 25-pound bag of unbleached all-purpose flour there. I have this and another container of bread flour out in the kitchen. And let me see. This is what I wanted to mention that I couldn't think of, is cake flour. You're going to need some cake flour. I hope you're all able to see this good. Just the baking. Here's the sweetened condensed milk. You could also pick up some pie fillings, because you can make amazing things with that, and some pumpkin pie filling. Well, just pumpkin puree. And that is probably, because the rest of this is just stuff that I bought at the store, that I was stocked up on, because it never hurts to have some things from the store for when you're in a pinch. But yeah, almonds, walnuts, chocolate chips, rolled oats. Let's not forget the light corn syrup that I did mention, the lard, Crisco. This was the ground allspice, cream of tartar, pumpkin pie spice. I'm sure I got a ton of things other places. Cocoa powder. Definitely, I recommend this for bakers. This is almond bark. It comes in vanilla as well. I think I saw it in dark. Don't hold me to that 1,000%. But I literally melted almond bark, vanilla, and chocolate in a crock pot with peanuts, cashews, and walnuts. And apparently it was someone else's recipe. They called it moose poop. And it was really, really good. So there's just a quick little messy tour of my somewhat baking area. Let me put that back. I have a full one and then one that I already opened. Don't forget, you're going to need the black raisins and the golden raisins as well. Here's the instant non-fat dry milk. Trying to make sure I don't leave anything out. Like I said, if any of my viewers, cinnamon is up here. I have ground cinnamon right there. You're going to need definitely vegetable oil for baking. The rest of that is just all other types of cooking. But yeah, so let me turn these around. And I'm really hoping, sorry, it's awful dark in there. I'm really hoping that this covers a lot. Wait, let me go back this way just to make sure. In case I name a few more things. Definitely, even though you're just some people are just asking for food items, you will need measuring spoons and measuring cups. That's a facto. And yeah, pecans. I said vanilla. And I think that you will be pretty good right there with some of the items. Let me sit you down. Open the tripod back up. There we go. So, but now it's backwards, but that's okay. So I'm hoping that, you know, this helped or was helpful to anyone, even if it's with the crisis that's going on now and you want to start, you know, a pantry closet full of just baking items. I think that it's a very, very good start for sure. And you saw mine's kind of dwindling down a little bit because I am moving. And but I still have a lot of stuff because I have some of my baking stuff inside my kitchen. So that was today's impromptu video, was to discuss essential items for a pantry. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful. If anybody else can think of anything else that I may have left out, which I probably did, I'm hoping not. I did say vegetable oil. You will need things like buttermilk or milk and eggs, obviously, but the question was specifically pantry items. So that's what I tried to do. It's not named like eggs, butter, bread, milk. Well, not bread, but eggs, butter, milk, buttermilk. I didn't name those things because I was asked to name essential items for a pantry closet in regards to baking. So I hope that was helpful to anyone out there that maybe even wants to restock their little area for baking. If you can remember the stuff I showed you on there, that's fantastic because I probably won't. Except, let me say, the corn syrup. And yeah. So I'll say the list one more time, even though I'll put the list down in the description below. Flour, bread flour, wheat, rye. Also, don't forget the cake that I showed you, cake flour. Baking powder, baking soda, cornstarch, sugar, Crisco, brown sugar, cream of tartar, confectionery sugar, molasses, corn syrup, yeast, vanilla, almond paste, allspice, pumpkin spice, whatever the other one was that I showed inside the cabinet. Don't forget jimmies as well, or sprinkles, whatever you want to call them. I guess we could put that in there for baking as well. Melting chocolate. I showed you can get that in dark, milk, or white. It's amazing. I did say vanilla, almond paste. Any type of chips, chocolate chips, vanilla, peanut butter chips, anything like that. It's great for baking. Peanut butter, oatmeal, non-dairy milk powder, potato flakes, evaporated milk, sweetened condensed milk, cocoa powder, raisins, golden raisins, cranberries, well, dried, of course, dried cherries, dried blueberries, Hershey's syrup, honey, Hershey's caramel syrup, spray oil with the flour for your pans, cinnamon, I did say the allspice, almonds, pecans, walnuts. What else? Oh, the baking bars. They usually come in a block of the bittersweet, semi-sweet. You also could need that. Don't forget like M&Ms, mini M&Ms. Some people like to make like a chocolate chip cookie with the peanut M&Ms. That's awesome too. 100% pure lemon juice, 100% pure lime juice, the sprinkles, corn syrup, and and the, I did say the pumpkin, like the pure pumpkin. Don't get the one that says pumpkin pie on it. But a can or 2 or 3 of pumpkin is really good to have on hand. And the fruit, like as if you were to make a pie, the cans, whether the apple or the cherry, you know, that's also awesome to start off for a baking pantry. So that's all I got for you. If anybody can think of anything else or I left anything out, please feel free to help everyone out and leave a comment down below. And cinnamon, don't forget cinnamon, because I probably did. Walnuts, pecans, almonds, cinnamon. Okay, I think I finally said it all. I will write everything down and I will leave everything in the description down below. And like I said, if my viewers or anyone can think of something else that maybe I overlooked, please feel free to comment down below and leave the item down within your comment. So I hope this is helpful for anyone, whether it's what's going on in the world today and you want to start to bake from scratch at home. You'll love it. It's great. I think that's what the question was in regards to, trying to get items together so that this never happens again to them, so that they're able to bake whatever they want. You know, because you can make brownies, you know. I didn't want to add in like box brownie mix. These were just pantry essential items in order to start baking. These, you could bake a lot of stuff from, you know, the things that I named. And also if maybe you're not new with having a pantry and wanted a revised little list, I don't know how revised it is, but like I said, I hope this is helpful to anyone out there that may need to hear this, these essential items for your pantry for baking. So thank you guys. I'm just, you know, trying to oblige. There's a couple more questions. One's on spices. I think it's spices. Let's see real quick. Yeah, like a back to basics on spices. The other one is essentials for a full pantry. So that'll be in a different video. Today's video is just strictly the essential items that are needed in a pantry for baking. So I hope that's helpful to everyone. Thank you for joining me. Let's be kind and sweet to everyone. Like I said, if I left something out, please feel free to leave it in the comments section. You know, can't remember everything. But I hope everyone's well and safe, and God bless. Subscribe, smash the like button, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.